You're listening to Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marcy Persky. In this installment, lots and lots of talk about bodily functions. So you were warned. In this era of COVID, a sore throat is one of those things that you think I've committed an axe murder. I would feel less guilty than the idea that I had house guests and got a sore throat.
I even sneeze, and I'm like, okay, I have to look at these boogers and see if they're clear, which means allergies, or if it's yellow, which means I'm sick.
Yeah, it's really a bad thing. So I got a sore throat. I feel like I have razor blades in my throat. And, of course, I went straight to the little Wall-O COVID tests that we keep now. We hoard them away like toilet paper during the height of the pandemic. And I pull one out, and it's, you know how they do them in like a set of 2 or a set of 3. So there's this unused test in the box set of 2, and someone has helpfully thrown out the instructions.
Oh, yay.
And then they tell me that I can scan the QR code, and then that will send me to the site with instructions. And I'm thinking, hell no, I don't want my medical information on some chain drugstore website. So I root around, and I think
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you pee on it?
I have the most disgusting response to that, and I did not give it. And I would just like credit from both of our podcast listeners for not saying, yeah, I peed on it and then stuck it up my nose. I did not say that. So I've got the little tube. I've got this tiny little vial of some kind of liquid. I've got a vague memory that the liquid is supposed to go in the tube, and then there's the swab, and then there's the birth control test that we all recognize with the lines where that's obvious. So I stick the liquid in the tube, and then I stick the swab in there, and that's when I find crumpled into a corner of the medicine cabinet the instructions, which tell me that no, I was supposed to stick the dry thing up my nose and then into the tube with them. So I've ruined the whole thing, and part of me thinks, screw it, and then I remember I'm about to kill both of my house guests, so I throw that whole thing away, and I open up a new box, and it's amazing. It's the same damn test, but they've figured out how to package it in a way that's much more convenient. And on top of that, they have figured out how to write directions that I can actually follow. And it's remarkable that you could be doing the same test put together by 2 different companies. And one of them, it would be easier to learn how to be an elite level flamenco dancer on YouTube than it is to stick this thing up your nose and test yourself with it. And on the other one, it's like, oh yeah, okay, fine, I can do that. So
I've always wanted to be an elite flamenco dancer, by the way.
Well, it's probably easier than the first COVID test that I wrecked. So just say that for the record.
I have to go out and buy some clothes.
Let's hope that neither of our 2 podcast listeners is actually an elite level flamenco dancer. So
I know my husband is one.
Oh,
sorry.
Well, he is one?
Not a flamenco dancer, but a listener.
Oh, okay. Well, so then let's hope that our other podcast listener,
your husband,
is not a flamenco dancer, at least not an elite one. So anyway, I have not, according to this test, got COVID, and I'm 3 or 4 days into the razor in the throat because I felt guilty for a couple of days before I tested myself. So I think now I have to just worry about whether I have strep throat that I should go do something about, or should I just risk rheumatic fever by doing nothing about it.
Well, I think people can die from strep throat.
Yeah, you get rheumatic fever and then you die.
Yeah, and did you shine a flashlight down it and go and look in your kitchen or your bathroom mirror yet?
If you shine a flashlight down your throat, it's very hard to look at a bathroom mirror at the same time. And you can't count on the spousal unit. Have you spent a lot of hours trying to look at your own throat with a flashlight positioned in front of your face?
You know what? I have.
And when did you ever get a really good view of your throat?
Such a hypochondriac. I'm a hypochondriac who never goes to the doctor.
Probably a phone would work really well. You could turn on the light on your phone and take a picture of your throat, but I think I'd rather
I prefer a little flashlight.
There is a flashlight on. Oh, really old school flashlight, no camera light.
It's like the kind that has the Red Cross symbol on it, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
for like if you plug them in and if all your power goes out or whatever. I use it every night to go to the bathroom just to be able to get from my bed down the hall without tripping over any animals.
See, if I tried
So
that, I would wake up the whole house because I'd wake up in the night to go to the bathroom. Then I would knock the flashlight onto the floor. Then I would swear. Then I would crawl around on the floor until I hit something, swear again. And at that point, the spousal unit would slowly begin to wake up. And the dog would have like pounced upon me like it was some new fun game we were trying to
but
play.
guess what?
What?
That's why I have two on each
Two
side of my
spouses or
bedside
two
table.
oh.
No, not two. Oh God, what a nightmare! No, two flashlights, so that when I drop one, I
You
can get the other flashlight and find the other one.
Well, I hate to say this because we all know how coordinated you are, but I think I'm even less coordinated when I need to do things in the middle of the night. I just cannot. I can't. I can't. And I've spent all day today trying to figure out whether I need new trifocals or if this is because I have some kind of sinus infection or if my glasses are just dirty. But I suddenly lost the ability to see clearly when I was trying to
You
read.
know what? I've been wiping my glasses for like 4 days now, and I can't get them clean. And I know it's the glasses because when I take them off, there's no smudges. But when I put them back on, the world is a smudge. So
Okay.
that's where I stand right now with the whole glasses thing.
That's when you get out.
Bifocals.
That's when you get out the super chemical Dawn dishwashing liquid, which takes every kind of oil off of everything, including your hands.
I tried Windex.
No, you want Dawn.
Okay, well we get no, we have fake Dawn.
Yeah, fake Dawn may or may not work. You want the stuff
Yeah.
that when seabirds wash up on
I know,
shore
with the
after
baby ducks
terrible
on it.
oil spills,
Yeah. Yes.
that
The one that's got
it's
the baby duck on the
right.
front of the bottle.
It strips all of the oil off their feathers, just the way it strips all of the oil off your hands, just the way it strips every kind of smudge on your glasses. And then you have to like carefully, you have to be very careful because the order of in which you do the next things is really important. You have to put your glasses on even though your hands are cracked and bleeding before you moisturize your hands, or else you resmudge your glasses and you have to begin the whole damn process over again.
I need a machine. That's what I need. Just a machine. You put your glasses in, cleans them, pops out the other side
I
in
think they
slow
have
motion, of course,
those.
so they don't fall.
Well, do they sell those on late night TV? Because if so, I'm sure
I,
you'll be
I
able to
want.
buy one any second
I'm
now.
gonna have to Amazon search now because I don't stay up late anymore.
Can't you make your kid wash your glasses for you?
I
All
love
right.
my
All
child.
right.
So this weekend is dump weekend because we don't have garbage service out here.
Uh,
So when we get a big truck back with a truckload, it all goes to the landfill and we pay money. Or it out here, it's not a landfill. I forget what they call it.
a
It has
tip.
some weirdo
It's a
name.
tip. A garbage
The
tip.
tip of the landfill. But this weekend is garbage weekend. So we've been setting up garbage
Can I
bags
just
out
stop
in
for a second and say,
yeah.
you live in a place where you have garbage weekend, and I don't think I need to justify my existence in the city of Chicago beyond that statement. I don't have garbage weekend. You have garbage
Yes,
weekend.
I do.
Yes, okay,
I
go
do
ahead.
have garbage weekend.
Go ahead.
So, but, so it's garbage weekend. So the big black electrical garbage bags, they're not electric, but like they're used by carpenters and stuff.
Ah, yes.
I don't know.
Contractor bags.
Contractor bags, thank you very much, are piled up by the workshop. And guess who ran over them yesterday? And all the garbage just went boom. It was like a garbage explosion.
This would be the child?
This would be the child, yes. And and the poor husband who had to get up at like 3 a.m. to drive 3 hours to go check on a crew and then drive all the way back. So he was like half asleep in his workshop with cats on his lap watching some, I don't know, guy TV. And all of a sudden, boom, boom. It's like, and I went outside and yeah, garbage everywhere.
So let me just ask a couple of follow-up questions to this revelation. First of all, did any of the garbage have nails in it that might have impaled
No.
the child's tires? Good. Okay. Are you still parenting to the point where you can say, okay, you're going to pick all that stuff up and put it back in the bags? Is that?
I could say anything I want, but that doesn't mean that it's going to happen.
So you had to put the garbage back again?
Oh, no, not me. I'm one-armed now. This is my way out of everything for probably the next 6 months.
You have a splint on the arm.
It's a splint that they melted to fit exactly onto my arm, and then probably sooner than later, they are going to implant a metal, whatever thing it is. So they put this on so I could see what life is going to be like, not being able to bend my wrist at all. We went to a Chinese restaurant a couple days ago, and I was trying to eat soup. And the first one they put on was too long on my arm because I'm a short person, therefore short arms. I couldn't bend my arm. So I'm trying to eat soup with my arm out straight, trying to bend my body to it. And I'm sure everyone was like watching me. It was terrible. So I immediately, like after lunch, went back to the doctor and said, I really need a shorter cast on my arm, please. So now I have this one that I can bend my elbow.
You have a soup eating cast, a soup friendly cast.
That's right, a soup cast. But I am finding there's a lot of stuff I can't do.
See, this happens just at the time when straws go out of fashion.
That's okay. I have a ton of paper straws.
You could bring those to restaurants now for soup eating.
I don't want to eat soup out of a paper straw. I mean, a plastic straw would melt. So one of those metal straws would be hot, and a paper straw would just be goo. So I guess I have to give up soup, or learn to eat it left-handed.
That's a bummer. I mean, that's really terrible. Or you can do what some Asian cultures do and pick up your bowl and sip your soup from the bowl.
That's true, too. But for like 3 months, I think I'm not allowed to even do anything with this.
I see.
So
your career as a ballet dancer, after you get through with my career as a flamenco dancer, your career as a ballet dancer then, or mime, this is all behind you now.
Well, I can still flamenco.
No, you have to do those little castanets, and you can't emote with
I put one in my mouth.
I don't want to say what's on my heart to that. I do not. Not going to say.
No, you don't.
No, I'm not.
But yeah, so all this will probably happen in November because it's during holidays that I don't care to participate in anyway. And it also means that like my family's going to have to figure out how to make Thanksgiving.
Well, even without your wrists working,
that gives me joy.
You can still like squirt the baster at the turkey from even across the room.
I'll be in like this giant thing for months, and then I have to learn how to like move my fingers. It's a long progress.
Can you voice dial so that you can order a turkey for pickup at your local market?
Oh, that's no fun. No, I want to I want to sit in my chair, if there's any chair left, because it's
the dog has
disappearing.
Eaten all the chairs. The new dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, just mine. Just my big debit card eating chair. Which, by the way, I ordered a new debit card yesterday, but this time I said it was damaged because I'm a little embarrassed at how many I ordered. But yes, this is a debit card eating chair, and it's rapidly disappearing.
Into the intestines of Butters, the dog.
Yes, Butters.
It's interesting the things that you're embarrassed about versus the things that I'm embarrassed about, neither of which are the things that probably most people are embarrassed about.
True.
It's a sad state of affairs. If you've made it this far, chances are you've been enjoying Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast, in which case you might also like my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air. You can find that at your neighborhood independent bookstore or on Amazon. Marcy and I really appreciate your good reviews wherever you care to leave them. Your kind words help the podcast grow. Thanks.